What's up Saab fans around the world, and welcome back to another video. This is a super exciting one. We have the OG95 Aero back in the building again, and now it's freshly painted. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit, and we could start this build series again. So previously we have done a stage 3 tune on this. We have bigger injectors, 288 intercooler and charge pipe. We have a fully built exhaust. So this time around we're gonna go even bigger injectors. We're gonna go with a bigger fuel pump, and we are going to install the bigger turbo, a new exhaust manifold, and a lot of other stuff as well. So let me talk you through what we are going to do today and further on with this build. So here we have the freshly painted Montecarlo yellow. 231 is the color code for this code, and this is a Saab original color. That is basically why I went with this. And the 95 was never, this color was never an option on a 95. So if you see a 95 in this color, which I have seen just a few, none in Sweden, but in some other countries, there has been posted some pictures, but it's definitely not common. I think I have seen 2 others as of right now, so this is a really unique color and it's so amazing. So Nybro Lackering did a fantastic job on this one. Since this is my track car and my fun to drive car, I went with a closed door painting, so the door jambs are not painted as of right now, and they will not be either, so they are silver. But as of right now I have a car with 0 flaws in the paint, and the rust has been fixed. If you have seen my previous videos, you saw when I welded this one right here. So now it's super fresh, not a sheet fix, it's fresh new metal welded on. And the holes in the trunk are fixed as well. So we're gonna drill some new holes, because this time when I have had basically nothing to do and nothing to film, I fixed this carbon fiber wing, which is basically an original wing from the beginning, and I removed the middle leg of it, or what you should say, and I have increased the height with 25 millimeters, so this wing will sit higher than the original one will do, because the original wing, in the ends on the original wing, it sits like pretty flush almost with the panels and everything, so it's hard to get underneath when you clean the car and stuff like that. And this will make the car look a little bit more aggressive as well. And I have tried to refurbish most of the things. So the fog lights are refurbished. I sanded them down. They are glass, so glass could not be sanded, and I threw on a couple of layers of clear coat and it turned out amazing. Same with this plastic surrounding. This is freshly painted in a matte black paint, so it looks fresh when it gets on the car again. And we got the rear bumper and the side skirts, and we got some new emblems to go on the car, which will look amazing. And here are some of the screws that are for the car. I managed to mark up some of them so I know where they are going back, but we are going to have to do some hunting for some screws, I think. I have not all of them tracked down, and as I said, The headlights has been wet sanded and clear coated, so they look like brand new. The mirrors, this is a common Saab problem, that they flake and look like shit, like some sort of corrosion. They will not, yeah, it looks like this basically. So they have been painted and clear coated, so they look really fresh. And I have made some carbon fiber mirror caps, and I just threw on some paint on the original grill. So this grill piece right here is the surroundings are painted with the Saab Midnight Blue metallic that I had on my 9.3 convertible. So in the sunlight, I don't know if you can see it, but there should be some like metallic flake to it, but at night it will just look like dark or black. So now comes the fun part, to reassemble everything. And I have backed up the car as far as I can, so we will start with the front parts and then we will work our way back. So I have a pile back here of the inner door panels, and I have to refit everything again. So this will be quite exciting to find every little piece and get it back together again. But as I said, this paint looks stunning and it will definitely be a one-off. So you will not see this on the road. So really excited to get this back together. So I will take you on the journey. And as I said before, I actually thought about painting the door jambs and all this silver, because I have some yellow paint, but I don't know, it might just turn out tacky. So, and silver is a color that it's not hits your eye like really hard when you open the door, but most of the time the doors will be closed, and this is no show car build. That's why I didn't paint all the door jambs and everything, and to keep the cost down a little bit. So before there was some rust underneath the hood right here, so everything of that has been taken care of and fixed. There are no dents to the door or nothing like that, and the dogleg is fixed as I said before. And there was some rust on the trunk, that is also fixed. So the best feeling of all this, of course the color is stunning, but to have a rust-free OG95, just super nice. So I have tinted some of the side indicators to go black. I think that will suit the theme really well. And these wheels I'm gonna paint black as well. So I'm gonna go with a black and yellow theme. I think black and yellow just looks so good together, and when you mix in a little bit of the black carbon fiber, it just makes it just stunning. So really excited to get this back together. And as I said, I can show you. So the paint stops right here, and all of this is silver, so there is definitely an opportunity to do something here in the future. It's not impossible in any way, shape, form, whatever. So it could be done, but that's not the most important thing. So the important thing right now is to get this back together, put on some fresh emblems, and then start with the engine build, which is the most fun part about this. So we are going to go with some T5 piston and rods, and we're going to fix so the first step basically is to fix this exhaust manifold. This is stainless steel, and it has just two really small cracks in the welds, because this has been sitting on 9.3 before with a really big, I think it's a truck turbo or something like that, something like a hull set that is super big. So I got a T25 flange to weld onto this, so we need to mock that up to see that it fits the best, and we're gonna install the GTX turbo, so I'm gonna have to have the exhaust manifold welded. But yeah, let's start getting everything back together and see how it looks. Should be quite stunning. So the front of the car is done, came out stunning. So now I have skipped ahead a little bit. I have installed the carbon fiber mirror caps and the mirrors. I have also installed the door panels and also the handles for the doors. Like so. So now I have jacked up the car, and we're going to continue with the side skirts. And the only thing about this is when you remove this after some years, these screws right here, just by looking at them, they snap off. So I'm going to use some self-tapping screws to just install it on the side. Yeah. So let's continue and get this going. So now it's time for the rear spoiler, and this is a little bit tricky one, so I have masked up so we don't scratch the new paint. So these are the ones that we're aiming for to get in here. And then there's not so funny to thread on the nuts. Need to go down here. So I'm gonna put this back, and I might end up cutting the taping of the video because it's just tricky and to get those on, so we will see. So that's about it this time around. Got everything on, all the big parts, brand new emblem, no rust whatsoever. And the big difference on this Montecarlo yellow compared to original Montecarlo yellow Saab is that the original ones are a solid color, so they don't have any clear coat on them, so the paint will fade over the years if you don't detail them and protect them. But this one has 4.5 kilos of clear coat on it, so plenty to polish on. And the car by itself is painted just recently, so I'm gonna let it sit in the garage for 1 week so the paint could cure fully. Then you should actually wait 4 to 6 weeks to make it cure really good before you start to polish and apply ceramic coating and stuff like that. So I have some work to do. Got the diffuser back on. Looks nice, so I'm gonna paint up some details that are rusty and install some LED lights for the license plate. And we have some details to install on the side and some parts to pick back and forth with. And the rims that I'm running, the Lorenzo rims, are not in perfect condition. The lip of the rim is a little bit, I don't know if the clear coat has released or something like that. So I'm gonna paint this black because I want a black and yellow theme all over the car. And we're going to retint the windows because the tint that I used here was a really cheap one, so it cracked and I didn't like the result at all. And we're gonna drill some holes for the wing. As I said before, this sits about 25 millimeters higher than the standard one, so it would look quite nice. And the carbon fiber mirror caps needs to be polished and wet sanded because as of right now it's like a little bit of a harsh finish to them because I had them in the garage when I clear coated some other parts. So we got some stuff to do, but I just wanted to give you an update, show you the car as it is right now and just come along on the journey. So I actually changed the mass airflow sensor because if you remember and follow the channel, you would have known that I did a test drive of this car before I disassembled everything and sent it to paint, and the car wasn't behaving 100%, so I have changed the MAF. So we will do a cold start right now and see how it acts. that was a little bit cold start, but as of right now the car needs to adapt and everything, so it doesn't behave as it should. But just a little sneak peek of the sound, and this is going to be probably one of my most amazing builds ever, since I have never had a fully painted car, and this is a super unique color for a 9.5. So I'm really stoked on this project and get it going with all things that we have ahead of us. So please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, it means a lot to me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!